Hey there guys, what's up? Francis Ende. So today I'd like to talk about training and education as well as self-training and self-education. And I think it has a multitude things and causality effects to do with your future decisions and with your future quality of life. So basically, it matters a lot to your future and to our future, to the future of the entire humanity and the entire world. So the fact that we all need training, we all need education in order to grow into a mature and responsible human being. So, that's pretty much why the majority, pretty much, I'd say around 75% to 90% of the general population, will choose to go to a university or a college or at least a vocational training institute to get their education and training. As for me, I chose to study the bachelor. I chose to study Bachelor of Engineering, specializing in chemical and biomolecular engineering at the University of Sydney. And personally, I have to admit that it's not the degree, it's not the piece of paper or the degree per se that brought me some better understanding of life, or a more a more sound, or a improved understanding of how the world, how the system works. However, it did actually help me with critical thinking and ideas of similar sorts. So I have found it quite worthwhile to talk about and to share you guys with to share with you guys things regarding a bit of higher education as well as vocational training, vocational education. So yes, on the one hand, I have been recently, conducting and conducting and designing some sort of assessment projects for for those, for mostly for adult learners and trainees. And I have discovered that no matter what you know no matter which profession you choose to work for in order to make yourself a living, motivation and self-motivation, as well as self-education and training, will always play a vital role to your success. So so you need to first of all, you need to first of all clarify the true meaning of success to you, to your family, to people within your family units, and also you will need to constantly and consistently continue to ask yourself, why does success, why does success matter to you? Why do you want success? Why do you want to achieve a better quality of life, in contrast to others, to people around you? Sometimes it truly matters. Sometimes it does not. It really depends on your personal preferences or prejudice, or or your own current circumstances. I can't make that kind of qualified judgment without being given with you know, some, at least some, if not all, of your learners' characteristics, your personal info, and what else? Your current mind state. What you are currently thinking about. Though, yes, though your thoughts, our thoughts will have a huge impact on our future decisions, future plannings, future life patterns, and hence your future destiny. But there in order for a particular event to occur, you will need you first need to complete the chain of that events, the chain of that causality, the chain of that reaction mechanisms, in terms of chemical engineering, in terms of more specifically in terms of reaction engineering. It all occurs due to its precursors, due to the presence or accomplishments of a particular or several particular precursors and prerequisites. Yes, so one thing cannot occur. One thing cannot occur without the presence or completion of the other events or factors, which way you'd prefer to name them. But I believe I have given you guys the idea. So, yes. Yes. Why do I think self motivation and self education, self training really matter? Because in this world, pretty much no one will be will be that good enough to show you a sufficient level or amount of kindness to teach you about everything and anything you might encounter in your life. That means you have to never cease to learn and to self-educate and to self-train. And especially when it comes to a situation you don't have, you have nearly or absolutely or utterly zero funds to invest in order to start your own business, to become your own boss, and that sort of thing. And yes, there's another thing that I have noticed based on my previous experiences with the assessments designing projects, and yes, also those ICT business analysis projects. I have reached the conclusion that no matter how much talent or how much energy you can possess, you can make the best use of and unleash them onto anything you want to accomplish. You will get exhausted, and without a team to back you up, you can't get anything done properly and timely. That's why we all need a team, at least, if not a complete system to back us up in order to succeed as a entrepreneur, who don't actually have to work on a daily basis in order to keep ourselves alive and thriving. That sort of thing. Yes, does that make sense to you? So, self-education. The best way I can think of is trial and error. Though there is I can think of another way to make that happen is to, is to rewind and recall your previous memories dealing with people in, those previous encounters with people, with those difficult situations you have once had, and try to think, try to how should I put it? Try to give a bit of a review and commentaries on how you could do better, next time, should similar events reoccur. So that, in such manner, you can somewhat, you can manage to to produce and generate a somewhat simulated environment for you to experiment your prototype solutions and your plans, etc. What else? And yes, I believe what those lecturers, those university professors don't teach. They don't teach us how to stay self-motivated. They don't teach us how to stay positive and productive no matter the situation. And they also fail to teach us if should something like like depression, a severe depressed state occurred, what we can do to change that, what we can do to to break free from it. That's where the Bible, God's teaching, becomes handy to you. We cannot trust human. We cannot solely trust human individuals, because human individuals can turn rogue. They can betray, not necessarily betray, but they can go astray and become, how should I put it, become oblivious of your teaching, your effort to keep them happy. So that's why you will need to acquire source of motivations, inspirations from God, Jesus himself. So there are several passages that you can read, and but I shall leave those specifics to my next video. So I hope I have made my points clear when it comes to self-education, self-training, and self-motivation. The key is to stay close to God, and do whatever it takes to get back on your feet, and create and recreate simulated environment based on your past encounters and experiences dealing with people inside your brain, inside your mind. And yes, we can all get exhausted. That's why you need a system, you need a team, and you are also going to need at least some sort of online platform, or at least a calendar to keep yourself motivated, primed for your future plans and actions. So thank you again for watching and listening. Stay tuned, stay blessed, stay faithful. I shall see you on the next video on YouTube. Bye bye. Cheers.